Christmas time is here, and there's depression in the air. No, seriously, have you been outside lately? It's awful. But luckily, we have cartoons and, more importantly, Christmas specials to keep our minds off the trying times. Seriously, guys, it's really bad. Now, I wasn't planning on doing a Christmas video like this, but I just recently did one for a Bob's Burgers Thanksgiving episode, and the idea of doing another for Christmas really sounded exciting. So I put out a poll on the channel to see if that's what you guys would want, and sure enough, at least 5 of you did, so I figured, what the hey? Bob's Burgers is one of many shows that does holiday specials. As I've mentioned before, The Middle, Charlie Brown, Bob's Burgers are all shows that do this, and they share a commonality of focusing on the little wins in life. But they're all able to make those little wins feel like huge victories, especially Bob's Burgers. For Thanksgiving, the show really puts a focus on family and moving past preconceived notions of what success really means. And likewise, Bob's Burgers Christmas episodes typically revolve around the idea of doing the right thing. And there are some fantastic episodes that achieve this while delivering some crazy premise for the Belcher holiday. The first one to kick off the yearly tradition, Bob Rests Ye Merry Gentle Mannequins, has Bob and the family helping out a guy who thinks he used to be a mannequin. Season 4's Christmas in a Car has the family giving the gift of Christmas to a trucker after quite the ordeal. Have Yourself a Merry Linda Christmas has Linda going on a quest to deliver a last-minute Christmas gift to a total stranger despite the odds, laws, and odd laws.
It's okay. We have mail carrier mail sorter confidentiality.
Okay, I've got it.
Linda, there's no such thing as mail carrier mail sorter confidentiality.
Damn it!
There's always a huge amount of heart in each episode, and I love how the show chooses different characters to focus on so that they all have their own time to shine. However, there is one episode that utilizes each character better than the rest, comes equipped with a weird and yet very on-brand premise, and has some great musical numbers, and no, it's not the Bleakening. I'm talking about the Nicecapades. I don't think there's any disagreement that Nicecapades is one of the better Bob's Burgers Christmas episodes, and I'm not exactly here to say that I think it's the best. I think they all have something going for them that makes each one feel special. However, I really do love this one in particular as it tackles the idea of doing the right thing while utilizing its characters and their stereotypes better than most. Tina is a nervous wreck, Gene is a foolish young boy with a song in his heart, Linda is an overzealously supportive parent, while Bob is just doing his best to get through the day. And Louise is a scammer, a scam artist really, as she comes up with some very creative ideas throughout the show. And this episode fits all of that within its spotlight. Let's start with the beginning. Now, as I've said, a good Bob's Burgers Christmas episode will revolve around doing the right thing, and so naturally, this episode kicks off with Louise and her siblings doing the wrong thing. Perhaps the wrongest thing a kid could do right before Christmas: offending Santa. Now, as if Henry Winkler guest starring as our male Santa here wasn't great enough, his character kicks off the story by worrying Louise that she's going to be gypped out of presents this year.
What? Cold? I got cold too!
Maybe it's Fool's Call?
It's not Fool's Call!
Ho, ho, ho.
This in turn leads to Louise's first attempt at making amends, an insincere apology that ends with her blaming Santa for causing the misunderstanding in the first place. And as if that wasn't bad enough, she tries again with a bribe, making the wrongdoing 10 times worse. Without admitting any guilt, Louise botches a simple apology by blaming Santa and trying to bribe him, and so naturally, with all her tools exhausted, she only has one option left: a scam. Yes, Louise's mind automatically goes to a scam to avoid admitting any wrongdoing, thus leading to our episode's namesake, the Nicecapades.
Oh, bourbon, oh, bourbon, oh, bourbon, oh, bourbon, oh, bourbon.
This episode has already done a fantastic job at setting up a rather simple but enjoyable story, one that pins Louise against Santa and activates her scamming DNA. Now, during all of this, Gene and Tina of course get roped into the mess, but it's obvious to everyone watching that Louise is the one at fault. She's the mastermind and main aggressor behind this whole mess, and of course, she's not gonna go down without a fight nor take the fall on her own. Another fantastic setup by the episode for its very heartwarming ending. And so, activating the Nicecapade scheme brings in Tina's actual kindness, Gene's musical talent, and Linda's undying support for her children, which means roping in Bob to help. And all of this benefits no one other than Louise. Now, if there's anything better than a good scam for a scam artist, it's the fact that nobody realizes when they're being scammed.
It's Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve, we jack the prices way up.
We jack them to the moon!
Why are you advertising that? Also, please don't jack the price.
To the moon!
Of course, the first roadblock is creating the actual performances for the Nicecapades, but luckily Louise has her siblings to fall back on. And by fall back on, I mean command her siblings to do the grunt work while she leads the scam as the creative mastermind. The second roadblock occurs when Santa leaves his post during the performance so he can go shopping. This activates our other side characters for the show, giving Bob something to do to help out under the instruction of Mama Bear Linda. It also allows for our first act of the Fish Odor Brothers to have some extra screen time and be the hilarious duo that we all know they are.
Drum roll, please. Hey, how about that? Anyone can make it look easy, but he makes it look hard.
And once Santa is back, the parents are engaged, and the crowd is warmed up, Louise's full plan is in effect, with Gene kicking things off with his Nugget musical number.
So I did what I had to do to save the world. I ate the nuggets! I ate the evil nuggets! Yeah! I ate the nuggets! The evil nuggets! Yeah!
Next up in the scam is Tina with her embellished story of saving a crab.
I didn't kick it. I gently nudged it back into the sea. I didn't kick it. It had all the right number of legs when I left it, yeah.
Now, notice that although these are very weak examples of good deeds, at least Gene and Tina have examples. They're both overall good people and good siblings, it's just that their little sister ropes them into escapades and scandals. Which then brings us to Louise's musical number, where she tries to make up the most wonderful of deeds and claim them as her own.
I grew the rainforest and lost puppies that found them. I gave blankets to cold kids and ice cream to warm kids. Shoes to the shoeless, hair to the hairless.
Of course, the episode can't end without a lesson and a heartwarming moment, so this is where she finally puts it all together and learns that she isn't doing the right thing.
But the nicest thing I did all year. The nicest thing I did. I can't do this.
She then takes the fall and asks Santa to let her siblings off the hook as she realizes coming clean is the right thing to do, something the episode set out very early on to make us believe that she was incapable of seeing or doing. Of course, admitting she isn't a nice person activates Linda and Bob's parenting skills for the episode and has them trying to give Louise examples of her good deeds. With, of course, Linda singing it all in the background. Mama Bear does have a hot mic after all. But the moment where this really all clicks for Louise isn't admitting her guilt nor having examples of her good deeds called out to her. It's Santa himself showing her that being a leader is a good thing, but being a good leader takes criticism and reflection upon oneself. This whole time, Louise was leading the kids, leading the family along on her scam because she's a naturally born leader. But becoming a good leader means making mistakes and learning from them, and that's why I love this episode. A focus on doing the right thing is a great lesson, especially during the holidays, but teaching this lesson by having Louise do the wrong thing first and seeing how it affects those around her is probably the best way Bob's Burgers could ever approach this lesson. Self-reflection is important, and as the year comes to an end, I call on everyone to reflect upon your year, notice your successes, and remind yourself of your failures. Where did you fall short? Where can you improve? Because next year is a whole new year, and it could have a whole new you if you wanted it to. We shouldn't do nice things for others to balance the scales towards Christmas gifts rather than coal. We should do it to make our communities better places to live. And every community needs leaders. Good leaders who care more about what they think of themselves rather than what others think. Don't let the mean ones get you down. Focus on yourself. Focus on your achievements and improvement, and I promise good things will follow. And for Louise, that's what happens in her eyes when she earns Santa's respect and he says those oh so magical words.
Okay, I'm gonna recommend the shark.
Yes!
I hope you all enjoyed the video and my take on a true holiday classic from one of my favorite animated sitcoms. Let me know your favorite Bob's Burgers Christmas special in the comments below and what you're hoping to find under the tree this year. Wishing you all a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season. That's it from me. I will see you all next time.